And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our D&D stream. It's Tuesday again, and we're going to be streaming D&D every other Tuesday. So tonight we have a special guest, Game Master Gavin Kidder. Thank you, Gavin. Welcome, Gavin. Gavin's going to be running his Refuge campaign. So can you tell us a little bit about it before we get started?
Sure. I have an opening script which I can go right into, or I can just give you like kind of a little bit of a snippet, and then I can launch into it when we're ready to roll. Um,
I think we're go ahead. I think we're ready to roll here.
all right then. Grab a sip of water here.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
H2O. The world is at war. The ever-hungry Caltonian zealots that rule the nation of Argos whet their appetite of conquest with attacks on the Naldus Confederate states of Dartania, Tolvania, and Rutania, while a decades-long conflict rages in the canyons of Irohi known as the Hergeshi Front. While many heroes march forward to seek glory and defend the innocent, many more choose to turn the other direction and seek refuge from the storm. This story is about the downtrodden, the displaced, and those seeking redemption. You have been told that, well, redemption is just the place for that. As a new settlement on an uninhabited island in the storm sea, redemption has been described as a safe haven for the divine order, once a great culture full of life, dignity, and devotion for the goddess Divinius. The Caltonians saw to the destruction of all of that, along with the Order's homeland. Now the Divine Order is a fractured shadow of its former glory, hanging on by a thread under a young and inexperienced offertor. Being granted a new homeland by the Confederacy has sparked hope into the hearts of Diviner refugees, and their future now lies on this island. Whether you have come here to aid this noble cause, escape your past, profit from the Order's woes, or spy for their enemies, you have booked passage on this boat that now nears Redemption's port. It has been a long and frigid journey from the ports of Toldus. At first, it was exciting to see the center of civilization, the mighty peaks and spires of Tolvis shrinking away on the horizon. But after a month on the choppy, murky waters of the Storm Sea, everyone is ready to disembark and rest in their new home. The wintry air is brisk as it swirls around, buffeting the sails of the curmudgeon. This barge has seen better days, but as the captain, Dimitri, assures you, he's a tough old skink and has won plenty of battle with the storm drakes. Before you could ask whether he was being metaphorical or literal, he has taken your ticket fare and moved on to the next passenger. You have just heard the call from the crow's nest announcing land and expect to dock within the hour. Thankfully, the journey has been free of storm drakes, although the fear of raiders was more present in your mind, a fear brought on by rumors from the taverns in Tolvis that redemption is cursed, and ghostly raiders rise from the sea depths to drag down supply ships. With a short time left on this vessel, your captain has allowed you and the other refugees to visit the top deck for the first time since departure. Though the guests' quarters have been pleasant, being out in the open air, however cold, is a welcome change. You are free to roam about and kill some time before the barge docks. What would you like to do first? And who would like to start?
Chris, I'll defer to you.
Okay.
Chris is ready.
So, so this little gnome, as he walks up to the top deck, this gnome stands at 2 feet 4 inches, with graying red hair that drapes below a balding scalp. A wrinkly forehead and thick brows conceal his eyes most of the time. A sort of round nose hangs over a toothbrush mustache that covers his upper lip. His skin is slightly tinted blue, and he wears clothes and equipment indicative of an adventurer, except for a metal box he carries along his back. And as he comes up to the front deck, he stretches, kind of basks in, I assume, the sun, if it's sunny out.
A little
And
cloudy. There's some fog rolling in from the back, actually.
okay. And as he comes out, he takes that little steel box from off his back, and he basically whips it out, and it expands into this makeshift table with a bunch of weird metal appendages kind of hanging out with like claws and screwdrivers and all sorts of weird mechanical bits. And he starts tinkering away, and he calls out to the he calls out to anyone in earshot. Come one, come all, and feast your eyes on the magnificent mechanical marvels of Silverhand. And as he says this, he throws up into the air. What can I make? He throws up into the air a little clockwork toy that looks like a bird that starts flying around and chirping.
Gavin, you said that we were at the crow's nest of the ship.
So you're just on the main deck. You've been below deck for the majority of the journey, but you're getting some open air now that you're so close. The captain really just didn't want you messing around up there while he's sailing. So,
well, I definitely am gonna see this mechanical bird that has just flown up into the sky and follow the its trajectory and see if I can trace its origin, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, the bird is just flying around, tweeting, making noises, and this gnome is he's basically sitting at a workbench that he carries on his back. So as he's tinkering around, he's kind of just announcing, "Behold the mechanical marvels of Silverhand! Yes, absolutely delightful! Would you like to see it fly? Perhaps you'd like to see another frog. Perhaps you'd like to see a frog hopping about. Whatever you like, you name it and I'll make it."
Go ahead. Yeah.
Mr. Silverhand, was it?
Yes, my dear.
Yes, I should very much like to see a frog.
Ooh, excellent. And in the blink of an eye, just want to make sure. Yeah, so in I guess what follows is like an hour of tinkering, but you basically see all these weird metal arms hanging out of his tinker's table that start just like putting together, taking bits of metal and screws and just putting it all together very fast but very precisely. And he's got these goggles on that when he puts them on, his eyebrows are pushed up, and you see like these periwinkle pink eyes just sort of staring back. But as he's doing this, he constructs it, and I believe after an hour he says, "Wonderful, here you are," and he presents you with a little frog that has a little wind up key.
I'll weigh in here on the timing. I think.
Yeah, sure.
We have an hour to land. It's gonna be a few minutes. You're feeling it today.
Yeah,
you've been cooped up down below, and you're ready to stretch your inventive wings. So yeah, it's just a matter of minutes. The crew is somewhat impressed. There's definitely they've been hard at work this whole time, so seeing a little bit of a spectacle is enjoyable. And you can hear a couple of guys on the crew chatting in the background, and one of them's like, "Man, that's 2 aliens on one ship. What are the odds?" Yeah, I know. The one downstairs is a little less lively, though. And you kind of just hear that while you're tinkering.
Mm-hmm. Silverhand, hands you the little mechanical wind-up frog.
I'm gonna kind of well, can you tell me, Gavin, a little bit about how, as a member of the so my character Sergey is a member of the Church of Divinius, right? And my understanding is
Divine
that
Order, yes.
the Divine Order of Divinius. My understanding is that the gnomes are extraterrestrials.
Yes.
That's my understanding. But what would my character, as a member of the Divine Order, feel about these this race?
Probably, camaraderie. He would have been an ally on the mainland, to say the least. He belongs to kind of like the more of the established Naldus society. Those that worship the true God have taken diviners in as refugees. So, and gnomes are fairly commonplace in cities, at least. So if you were more of an urban dweller, you would have seen them.
Okay. So I'm gonna just kind of furrow my brows at the crew members who were, in my mind, acting a bit suspicious, and then turn back towards my newly created mechanical frog and cautiously turn the wind up mechanism on the side.
I'll just flavor this as you do. It kind of croaks at you, and it starts hopping, just sort of in place, just hopping up and down. Oh, look at the little dear. Isn't it fantastic?
Indeed, it's been a long and tiring journey, and this has been a welcome respite. Thank you. What do I owe you?
Oh, please, nothing of the sort. I merely invent for the joy of inventing. I didn't catch your name, though.
Sergey.
Sergey, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. If you ever want anything else, or if you need advice on inventing, or even magic, I am here at your disposal.
Thank you very much.
And Silverhand will go on inventing, entertaining the passengers, and being his inventor self.
Yeah. I think about like a few minutes pass, and you see a nurse who, or at least she's dressed as a nurse. You've never seen her on the ship before. She wasn't with the guests, and she's certainly not a member of the crew. But she comes up from a different section of the below decks, with kind of like a bloodied smock, and Sergey might not know, but Grimble, or Silverhand, recognizes that it is Gith blood that she's got on her.
Okay. So as Silverhand is going about his inventing, he will see the nurse out of the corner of his eye, and for a quick second, his eyes, through his goggles, his eyes narrow, but then he calls out to her, "Oh, my dear, you look like you could use a bit of respite. Would you like to see the marvels of Silverhand? Come.
No, thank you. I'm just I'm cleaning up. I'm needed down below.
Oh dear, that's no way to live, darling. You need to get out and expand your horizons. Here, I will show you." And the little clockwork bird had come down and rest, and as he was tweaking it, he throws it back up into the air, and its eyes light up, kind of like two spotlights, and begin just sort of circling this nurse. Could I make a roll with this, just to?
Yeah, do you want like a perspective into her character? Do you want to kind of investigate her person and maybe like anything on her?
I'd like to Well, I'd like to figure out why there's blood on her.
Yeah. Sure.
What should I roll for this?
I'd give it an investigation, which I know you are well versed at.
Investigation, yes. So that would be D20. I'm using real dice here, so pardon the noise.
Oh, same. I love my
that
funky little cubes.
that's I roll a D20, right? I'm
Yes.
rolling the right one. Okay, that's a 5.
Okay, so a 5. Outside of the fact that she looks like a field medic, you're not really like sure why she's covered in this particular blood, or what it has to do with anything else. But yeah, I mean, she looks like she's dressed as a field medic.
Mm-hmm. And he will say, "My, it looks like you've had a tough time in there. You should get out and see the sun more. Is everything all right?"
Yes, I really can't speak on it, but I just came up for a moment. I do need to return down below. I'm needed there. She
In that
seems
case,
a little hasty to get away.
in that case, Silverhand will simply wave his hand, and the bird will hover in front of her and kind of just hover there. And he says, "Well, if that's the case, I don't want to take up any of your time, but please take my little birdie. I'm sure it will prove most useful with its lighty eyes down there in the dark, dank under deck. I don't know what it's called, but please take it as a gesture of goodwill, dear."
Okay. She's like not really sure what to make of this, but accepts it.
Don't
for
worry,
now.
this one won't explode.
Well, why would you say that? Now I'm a little worried it might explode.
No, don't worry. I took that component out.
Yeah, she's gonna head back down, but
I'm gonna catch her before as she turns.
Yeah.
If I may, it would seem from the state of your attire that there might be someone in need of medical assistance below deck. Would I be correct in that assumption?
Yes. You are a cleric of Divinius, yes?
Yes.
And she's gonna kind of lean in, and she's gonna say, "I have an injured nobleman down below. He desperately needs to get to the officer. She's the only one who can help."
Well, it's lucky I'm here then, because I know how to help.
Please, anything you can provide. And she quickly accepts you and is gonna let you go down below. Is Silverhand gonna follow or stay where he is?
Silverhand is going to stay where he is.
Okay, you've got your seeing eye bird, right?
I gifted it to her if she wanted to take it with her.
Oh, sure. I didn't know if it had like spy vision or something.
No, I don't think I can do that. No, it just has spotlights for eyes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes. So, interestingly enough, Sergey and this nurse are going to head down below. She leads you into kind of a private room, and you see laying there is a very, very injured, close to death, Gith Zerai. Young man, looks very he's breathing hard, but he's got this face that's very ill. It sets you ill at ease. And there's like a large kind of gash into his chest.
Okay. Could I sort of size up the situation and see how much, if any, work has already been done to sort of remedy his gash?
Yeah, make a medicine check.
Okay. Got my physical dice as well. Red and black for Samurais of Sound.
Yep. Oh, Chris, remember you have inspiration. You may use that at any time.
Oh, yeah. That's just a reroll, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's advantage, basically.
Oh, advantage. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. I have a +3 in medicine, and that was a 9, so that is a 12.
With a 12, you can see she's done quite a bit of stitch work, which seems to be the extent of it. You actually sense some traces of maybe clerical magics. Somebody akin to you or with some similar training has attempted to heal this individual.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna lean in and just sort of continue with this where the stitching kind of left off for a moment, as I sort of gather my thoughts to prepare a spell. And as I do so, I'm gonna just kind of the gith is wait, can you pronounce the name of the species again?
Githzerai. So
Githzerai.
yeah, this would be there's two kind of subspecies of Gith. This is the spacefaring Gith. They live kind of in the astral sea most of the time and come visit. Gith Yankee live on the ground.
Oh, okay.
They're Earth dwellers basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Githzerai are the spacefaring, and
Mm-hmm.
my character would know that. Okay, so I'm gonna sort of lean in and continue the stitching, and then sort of ask: does he have consciousness?
He has not regained consciousness. The weapon that was used, I'm told, was magical in nature. I haven't been able to do much for him, and the clerics on the front couldn't either.
Hmm.
Nymista is the greatest healer in the world, so we figured if anyone could do it, she could.
Nymista?
Nymista, yes.
Nyvista. What would my character know about Nyvista?
Um, Nymista is the lady, the officer who you came to
Okay.
assist. You know her very well.
Nymista, yeah. I'm supposed to be aiding her campaign to basically become head of the Divine Order, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So I'm gonna look at the healer woman and ask. So, Nyvista has already tried to heal this unfortunate soul.
No, she dwells in redemption, and well, this poor soul came from the front in Hergesh.
Well, while I lack a lot of her skill and experience, I do know a thing or two about magical healing, and I might try my hand at it in addition to this stitching.
Please be very careful. He is the son of the Tragath family.
What would Sergei know about the Tragath family?
You can make a history check. I'm not gonna say you probably won't know very little unless you like kill this roll.
12 with my plus.
12. I mean, you've heard of them. They're a noble house. They are kind of unusual because they're non-humanoids, or non-humans. Sorry, that a lot of most nobility has been like long stretches of humans. So it's kind of unique to have a Gith nobility.
And what was their name again?
Trakath.
Trakath. Okay. Okay, so Sergei is going to kind of raise his eyebrows and gather himself for a moment. All right, well, I better make this count then. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds as at first level.
Okay.
And I guess I don't have to roll. A creature I touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting mod, which is 3. Oh, yeah, I do have to roll. 6 health points.
Okay. You kind of cure wounds is touch, correct?
It is touch.
Okay. So you place your hands on this young Gith and begin to heal him. From the wound, you sort of feel this like resurgence of dark energy. It's almost like a repulsion of your healing. There's a little bit of change in the wound. It closes, on the edges, but his condition otherwise remains fairly similar.
Well, I look back up at. Do I have the woman's name?
You didn't get it. No.
Okay. I'm going to kind of just sigh. I did what I could, but this is a powerful wound of some kind of dark magic, and well, it looks like we're going to have to take him straight to Nymista for a further examination.
Yes, that was the assertion of the clerics on the front. But I thank you for your assistance.
I'm going to make some room on the pallet that if I need to, and then place the little frog right next to him.
Okay. Yep, the frog's gonna make some chips and whirs and kind of just like crawl into a pocket. This young guy.
And I guess with that, I will walk back up towards Silverhand, hoping that he doesn't mind that I've given away his gift.
I guess up on the deck.
Yeah, you're still entertaining.
I'll just say this. There was a concerning pop of something. Something on his work table popped. And that's it.
Yeah. There was a little girl. There's like a couple of families on board. There was a little girl that was like, oh. She was watching really excitedly and then kind of ran behind Mama and Papa when the pop happened.
Oh dear, sorry about that, darling. It usually doesn't happen, but don't worry, I'll make it again.
The captain calls down from the helm. You blew up my ship, you're paying for it.
Oh, don't you worry about it. The ship could use a couple improvements or two, but don't worry, it's nothing big.
What?
Don't worry. No. It's not as if I'm back in my workshop or anything. Any sort of explosion happens will barely even scratch the surface, I assure you.
He kind of rolls his eyes and gets back to maneuvering.
So what is the you said it's a bit, what's the weather outside? So it's a bit misty.
Yeah, actually there was like a kind of a fog front that's moving in from the back of the ship. Otherwise the sky is pretty clear.
Okay.
Odd.
Well, if I scan the deck of the ship around, are there any other goings on other than the hub of people around Silverhand's workbench?
There's a couple of crew who've kind of the boat's kind of on autopilot at this point, headed towards the dock. So they're having a drink. Mm-hmm. They've popped open one of the last barrels of ale and they're partaking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Would a member of the Divine Order imbibe?
Oh, sure. There's nothing against it. Outside of killing, like sentient beings, and trying to just be a good example for people, you're not like forbidden from things.
What
the monks take it a little more seriously anyway.
What time is it?
About early afternoon.
Okay. I will stroll up to the gentleman having a little bit of ale and say, "Gentlemen, it's been a long ride and a long morning. I just was wondering if there was any extra ale."
Sure, I could pour you a horn. He's gonna grab a horn from his belt and stick it underneath the spigot and start pouring a frothy beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Starts spewing out. Gets a little bit on his hands, and it's got a driblet as he hands it to you.
Thank you. Take a sip and just kind of reflect on the disturbing wound that I was unable to heal.
Yeah, it's a stiff drink. Definitely helps with the chill in the air.
At this point, Silverhand will have packed up his little tinker's table, and he has this object that's like this long rod with a big sort of floodlight coming out of it. It's a flashlight. He has a flashlight, and he's kind of waving it around the mist that's kind of encroaching upon the boat. You said the captain was at the helm?
Yes. Yep, he's staring ahead.
Yeah, Silverhand will make his way up to the captain, and he goes, "Oh, jolly good work, Captain. I'm so sorry if my disturbance put you off in any way. I was wondering, any idea about this mist? It looks quite unnatural, if I may say so."
He kind of turns and notices it for the first time. He's like, "Huh, that is weird. It seems to be going against the wind."
Quite so, quite so. You've never seen this before in this stretch of water, have you?
No. Mists don't just appear, no.
Can I make a check to see if this is magical mist?
You may.
Let's see. Arcana, I guess that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. 17.
17. That's a good one. So, yes, there is definitely a magical origin to this mist. And the captain is absolutely right. You look up at the sails, and you are fighting the wind right now. You're sailing into it, and this mist is approaching you from the rear. It shouldn't be. Not with the direction of the wind.
Silverhand will shine his flashlight behind them to supposedly the mist's origin, and he shouts back to the captain, "I don't suppose you have any magic users on board that would be playing a prank at all?"
No. Jerry? No, Jerry would never.
In that case, Captain, you may want to look behind us.
He's gonna he gets a little bit worried. Some of his crew, that they drop the drinks that they were drinking and kind of go for weapons. The mists that have seemed to chase your ship against the wind move in close, surrounding the ship in a thick fog. All of a sudden, you hear a deep, sickening crunch as wood from off the starboard bow splinters somewhere below decks. The sails of a longship become visible on the starboard side, and you realize that the curmudgeon has been gutted by a spiked enemy ship. The ship begins to take on water as grappling hooks shoot from the fog and catch on rigging, rails, and masts. Captain Dimitri begins shouting to the crew, "Raiders, we're being boarded! Prepare for a fight, as you'll get no mercy from them or from the sea!" And he draws his sword. A dozen hardened dwarven raiders in dark blue war paint are upon you and the crew of the curmudgeon in seconds. The crew draw swords and begin dueling the invaders. From a long ship behind the curmudgeon comes the sound of a throaty chant. A magical spell that emanates from a dwarf on the deck of a longship. His arms are outstretched, and from his frost-tipped fingers pours fog. He wears a long storm-gray beard and carries a strange spellbook, half frozen with crisp permafrost at his belt. You stand in the midst of this scene, a longship on either side of you and one at the back, a thick fog covering the battlefield, a ship taking on water, and a crew of raiders battling against the sailors of the Curmudgeon. Roll initiative.
Hey.
Ooh. I got a unnatural 1, if you can believe it.
Well, what was your bonus? Do you have any dexterity?
-1.
None to speak of.
No.
I see. We'll just put you at the back.
I got a 16.
Okay. All right then, Grimble. You are up first.
Right. Let's see here. So, you mentioned there was a kind of a magic-y dwarf on one of these boats.
Yeah, Magicer.
Magicer. Is he? Let me just look at this. Is he? Which boat is he on? Behind us, to the left or right?
He's the one at the back. They're a little farther
Okay.
off. Yeah.
Okay. How about between 80 and 320 feet?
Definitely between at least that distance. Yep.
Okay. Silverhand.
Probably maybe
will-
100 feet.
Okay, cool. Silverhand will then take out a crossbow, load one of his darts into it, and he exclaims, "How dare you attack this magnificent feat of engineering, you monsters!" And he shoots his crossbow at the Magicer.
Okay.
I'll just do this.
Hashtag Magicer.
That is a 13.
13. I need my Magicer stats. Here they are. A 13 will hit.
Hey, 1d8 plus 2, that's 1d8. That is 6 piercing.
6 piercing. Okay. 6 piercing on the Magicer.
And I'm still up on the helm with the captain, right?
Yes. Okay. He succeeded his Constitution save or his concentration check, so he's still casting that foggy.
All right. I'll just stay up here then. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. The Magicer's turn now, and he will he'll raise one hand up to the sky to continue to shoot fog out, but he's going to reach out and tear open his spellbook, and you see like cracks of ice fall away as he lumps this thing out, and he is going to cast a spell. He is going to cast a Ray of Frost.
Oh no.
And as his longship comes in closer, and is going to target Mr. Silverhand and a return fire. Okay. Ooh, that's no good. That is a critical.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You are going to take 8 cold damage.
Oh no. Okay.
Please tell me you have more than 8 hit points.
I mean, I do.
Okay.
I
Okay.
do.
It's okay. It's okay. We got this.
I mean,
This
sure.
will be a short. This will be a short fight. Otherwise,
The cleric is here. He may have, according to one of our comments, the Drunken Guardian says I fell and tripped, taking out my sword, or in this case, my mace for battle. I may have tripped and fallen on my mace, but I do have some healing spells. So if we ever get to my initiative count, I can help you.
If we make it there.
Okay. If we make it, okay.
All right. With that, 2 raiders are going to approach sort of the helm, and I believe that Sergei is in their way. So they are going to draw axes on you and attempt to hit you.
Okay.
What is thine AC, good sir?
Oh, I have a feeling I don't have my armor equipped. I really hope I don't have my armor equipped. I don't have my armor equipped. Okay.
Okay, well, doff thine armor, please.
Yes. And with that, it's a measly 10, but it is better than 9. Oh, I have a shield. Wait,
yeah.
I have a shield. Oh, if I have a shield, I can't use... How do we rule that again? If I have a shield and a mace.
So spells that require somatic components vis-a-vis your hands, you have to have one open hand to cast. So,
so given that I have my mace out, I think for this fight, I will proceed without my shield.
Gotcha. Okay. Then they're going
my AC
to...
is 10.
Your AC is 10. Very good. Okay. Huh. Uno and dos.
Ha ha! Yes!
You're zigging on them.
Woo!
Sometimes 10 is enough, folks.
It's an F.
Not often.
F is passing.
Yeah. So, it's like a broken clock. It's right one time a day.
That's right. Or twice a day in this case.
Yes. You don't know how time works in my world. Don't assume things.
Just because there are 2 enemies.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Sergey, you're up.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to look toward my gnomish compatriot. How much time did he have to react in terms of packing up his workbench? Like, what is the state of his kind of area there?
He was good.
Yeah, his workbench is on him. He carries it around with him, so it's fine.
Oh, good. Okay. I thought
It's
for a
packed
moment.
and backed and
Okay.
all good to go.
All right. Well, I'm going to cast. Oh, it's a bonus action. Healing word. Healing word.
Yay.
I can see you, and you're going to regain hit points equal to 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is +3. So, with a d4 of 1 plus my spellcasting, which is 3, that's going to be 4 hit points. Better than nothing.
Hooray! Yes, absolutely.
Unless
Could've
you
been
happen to be
quite
undead.
worse, it could.
No, I'm up.
Okay. You're an artificer, right, Silverhand?
You can assume as much with his tinkering table, yes.
Okay. I think I'll go ahead and just take my... I was going to decide if I should heal you more, or I think I probably have some stuff that could deal just as much. So I'm going to use Guiding Bolt on the Magicur, assuming he's within 120 feet. Is he on the boat, or did he stay on his boat?
He is still on his boat, but you have line of sight, and he had to move. His boat had to move closer to cast this ray of frost. So he is definitely close enough for your guiding bolt.
Okay. That's going to be a ranged spell attack with 4... sorry, that's not a hit. Is that right? It takes... If I hit with a ranged spell attack, they're going to take 4d6 radiant damage? That's what it says. It seems like a lot to me, but okay. That's a d20 plus my spell attack, which is 5, which is going to be a 12. No, sorry, 13.
13. I'm looking up the spell just for my own. Yeah, 46.
Seems really
That
high.
is right. It is. It's a first level spell slot, so you don't have very many of them.
I'm going to use it.
Yep. Go for it. Okay, so you said it was
13.
12 to hit or 13 to hit.
13 to hit.
Okay. I mean, it hits. Yeah.
All right. 4d6 radiant damage. That is going to be 4, 6, 8, 10.
10 damage. Nice.
Radiant damage.
That's pretty good. He's taking some hits for sure. All right. Where am I? What am I doing? Canadian Hobby, help me. Okay. It is Grim. Silverhand, you are up.
Okay, so I have the captain, I have Sergey, and one assailant near me.
There's 2 assailants near you. The captain is doing his best to keep a hold of the ship, which is now starting to sink. I actually needed to, before you take your turn, and I will let you take your turn. I'm gonna let you finish, but the boat actually tips now at a sort of a 45-degree angle. Movement is now difficult terrain, so you'll if you want to move, it's half, or your half speed basically. And everybody, I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw, and that goes for everyone, friend or foe.
Dear, I got a 1.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think I have any bonuses here. No. All right. That is a 12.
Okay. If you got above a 10, you are still standing. You know, the boat rocks, but you rock with it. That low center of gravity is really helping you stay on your feet. Sergey and the 2 bandits kind of crash into each other and end up prone.
Okay. Okay.
I will make a arbitrary roll here, and 4 of the dwarvish fighters drop, and 2 of the crew members do.
Okay. So 4 dwarves drop, 2 crew members drop.
Yes. Yeah. There are fights going on down on the lower deck. Your main concern is right here on the upper deck with the captain.
Right. Okay. Let's see. I guess. So, Sergey and the 2 and our 2 assailants have fallen prone. Are they like tangled together, or was that just fun?
A bit. You know, like they're not. Nobody's grappling anybody yet.
Right.
I mean, we could.
Okay.
We'll see where the evening takes us. But
All right.
nobody's grappling anybody yet.
Okay, but they're prone, right? They're all prone.
I should
Okay.
mention.
Bingo, bango.
I should be mentioning these comments as they come in, but I'll just quickly outline the last 3. Desert Punk 23 says, "Oof, unnatural 1." That was a while back. Clay Dubia says, "Good luck, champions, at the start of our battle," which was nice. We're gonna need it, evidently. And then Drunken Guardian is saying, "Oofa 1, dice don't like me today."
Yeah, no. You should throw them away and get new ones.
I really should, but there are branded colors. I can't. They're red and black.
Yeah, you can't do that. Okay, so prone, does that give me any advantages in terms of attacks or in terms of
So with melee attacks, you have advantage on a prone target.
Okay. Okay. In that case, for flavor,
somebody.
right. So for flavor, Silverhand is going to put away his crossbow. He's going to run to Sergei's aid and kind of just put himself in between Sergei and the assailants. And he says, "Well, this was an unexpected turn of events. Dear Sergei, if you could possibly do that bolt thing again at our massacre, I think I can hold off these two here."
You've got it.
And he is going to make a dagger attack against one of the assailants. Which is okay. Okay. So I do this with advantage. Okay. Do this with advantage.
You also still have not used your inspiration point.
True enough. That is a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And for damage, that is 5 piercing damage, I believe.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
He looks like he might not get back up. There's some blood in the water now. He might not get back up.
Okay. So I have a bonus action. It says 2-weapon fighting. And I just made an attack action with a light melee weapon. I can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon, but I don't add my ability modifier to the damage. Okay, so may I attack the other assailant with this bonus action?
You may.
All right. Once again with advantage. Same roll, 19. Okay.
Jeez.
Sure. And then that's just a 1d4 plus nothing.
Yep.
1.
Okay.
1 piercing.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Chris, could you make my rolls for me? And then you got the one.
So yeah, Grimble or Silverhand comes up, slides in front, and I must say, I did not expect this. I'm not usually much of a frontline fighter.
We just got to make the best of what we've got.
Dive down and stab them both.
And that is turn.
Small but scrappy. Love it. All right. The Magicker is going to change gears here. And he is going to sort of let the fog dissipate on its own. He's letting go of this spell. And he is going to try to ensnare Sergei in a witch bolt. So I'll make a ranged spell attack against your AC, which will hit. And okay, you are going to take a d12 of lightning damage. Where my 12s at?
No 12, please.
Okay. You take 5 lightning damage.
Okay. I can live with that, literally.
For now.
For now.
Okay. So that is him. And you are now bonded with this lightning. He's got you kind of wrapped. And there's lightning wrapped around his finger, and it just extends in a little line to your kind of torso.
Okay. Is there a range on that? I don't suppose it matters because we're on difficult terrain anyway, and I'm prone.
Yeah. Yeah, there's range on it, but yes.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
is it my
It
turn?
will be. It is the remaining raider,
Okay.
the one who did not die from a knifing, is going to spend half of his action to get, or half his movement to get up, and he is going to. He's probably stronger than you. He's going to try to grapple you. He's like, "Come here!"
No.
So dwarf versus rock gnome. Who will win in a battle of strength?
So I roll. I roll what?
It is a strength contest, so you're gonna just roll your strength plus your modifier.
Plus my modifier. Okay. Can I use my inspiration?
You may.
Okay. Let's see if this even makes a difference.
Yeah. Chris put an absolutely killer backstory recording on the Discord chat. So if you're in the Samurais of Sound Discord, you need to check it out. I think it's in Dropbox. Do people have permission to view that?
Let me
Yeah,
double
I
check
did.
on that. I hadn't actually noticed it. Yes, okay, I see it now. So if you join the Samurais of Sound Discord server, I just posted the link to join in the chat a while back, so you can follow that link if you haven't joined. It's in the Refuge channel, which is open to everyone to comment in for now, but anyone will be able to view this. It's Chris has posted this. Looks like it's in Dropbox. There's a Word document and an audio file, which I must confess I have not listened to yet. But definitely go check that out in the Refuge chat campaign channel.
So in light of that, it did not help me very much. So final roll is 8.
8. Okay. He rolled a 12.
Okay.
So he's gonna grab your 2'6" self, like a sack of potatoes, and just kind of squeeze you in a hug.
I curse at him in Dwarvish.
Just
by reaction.
Yeah, he'll kind of go red in the face for a second. And so you are restrained. You may still take an action, but you cannot move. You can also, at the end of your turn, attempt to break his grapple by another strength contest.
Another strength contest. Okay. Okay.
It is Sergei's turn.
All right. Sergei is going to use half of his movement to stand up. Sergei is going to back up as far as he can to just like in protest of this entanglement of lightning that he's wrapped in. And then he's going to use as a bonus action, he's going to use Healing Word on Silverhand. And Silverhand, you are going to regain 1d4 plus 3. Let me make sure I get that right. Yep, plus 3. Which is going to be 4 hit points again.
That is enough. That is plenty.
All right. And that was my bonus action. So for my action, I'm going to use Guiding Bolt again. And that's going to be a d20 with a plus 5 for my spellcasting ability. Oh my gosh. I kid you not. It's another 1.
Don't know.
I am retiring these dice. We can rebrand.
Yeah. Get green ones next time. I'm feeling good with green.
Okay.
That has been the one that's been rolling high for me. So there may be something to that.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
So yes, unfortunately, your guiding bolt, your beam of mystical divine energy, shoots out into the ocean,
Whew.
just shy of the ship.
Okay.
All right. Silverhand, you are up.
Okay. Sergey, you moved away from us, right? Would you say he's more than 5 feet away?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if this is really what I want to do. Cause, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Silverhand will say in Dwarvish to his assailant, "You know the funny thing about us tinkerers? You never know what we have up our sleeves." And he casts Sword Burst. For flavor, 4 bladed drones pop out of his backpack and start flying around himself in an attempt to deal damage to this dwarf. And the dwarf needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Not very good at that. So just gonna level your expectations.
Let's go.
3.
Nope, 13. So he will take this much force damage.
Desert
1 force damage.
Is that continuous? Is that gonna mess him up?
It says instantaneous.
Okay.
So it takes an action to do so. I think it's just like a burst, and then that's it until I cast it again.
Desert Punk 23 said they tabbed away for a second and thought they heard the Joker. One of us must sound like the Joker. Oh, I bet it's you,
Right
Chris.
Hello, Batman. Okay, yeah. So that happens. Does it take an action to try and break the grapple?
You can make it at the end of your turn.
Okay, I can just do it at the end of the turn.
They said
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, green die, don't fail me now.
And if you're a DM out there and you say no, that's not how grapple works, it does right now.
5.
5. All right.
Green
Well,
die
he's
has
got to roll.
failed me.
He's got to roll against you, and he could. Well, he could have rolled bad. Just remember that he could have, but
he could have. So we're still face to face, and Silverhand just kind of chuckles. There's always next time, right? And that's unfortunately turn.
Yeah, he's kind of regretting grabbing you, but what can you do?
Yeah,
Peon's got a peon. It's a living.
It's a living.
Okay. I think. Well, good on you, Mr. Sergey, because you moved out of the range of the spell. So the lightning has ended.
I'm alive. I have 5 hits.
Well, yeah.
You little so-and-so.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
There's a content warning on our Twitch channel, so people do know what they're getting into if you want to say something else.
You goofy guy.
You son of a biscuit.
Whoa. a little bit strong there. Coming in strong. Okay. So here's what happens. It's the Magicker's turn. The dwarf raider that's got you. He's like, look, boss, I got him. Get him.
No, he doesn't.
So he's gonna attempt to hit you with a ray of frost this time while you are incapacitated here. And what is your AC?
AC is 14.
14. Let me consult the book.
Oh no.
That's a hit.
No.
But it was just a hit. I had to consult the book. Cuts out for pounds. Okay.
Okay.
And you are going to take 7 cold damage.
Okay. That's fine.
It's fine.
Silverhand, like with the ray of frost hits his back, he just goes, "Oh dear, I don't think that was the construct."
Yeah, you feel like this just unsettling chill on your back. You can also sort of see over his shoulder the fighting continues between the crew and the pirates or the raiders, if you will. It looks like a couple of raiders have boarded and are like sort of pulling supplies from the curmudgeon onto their longship, just like kind of tossing barrels into their ship. So they're actively looting while the fight's going on. And yeah, I think this raider is going to he's got you in his grasp. He's gonna kind of make his way over to the side rail, and attempt to kind of just like drop you over the side.
Oh no!
So can I get a dexterity saving throw from you?
Oh, dexterity saving throw. Okay. Yerg. Oh, green dice has failed me. 7.
Okay. With a 7, so you fall a ways. You don't plummet quite into the cold water. But you grab like a piece of kind of shredded wood here from the gouge in the ship, and you're hanging on by a hand.
Okay.
And you're about like 10 feet below the top deck now.
Okay, gotcha.
And he looks over the side and he's like, "Dang it! Why don't you just get in the water?"
If I go out, it'll be by my own making, not yours.
Okay. Well, it is Sergei's turn.
Okay. Sergei is out of first level spells.
Oh no!
So, Silverhand, how are you doing on hit points? I'm gonna, how you holding up there, bud? Call over the edge of the ship.
You see like chunks of ice hanging on his back. He's like shivering, and he calls out, "Not so good. I can't hold on much longer."
Oh dear. All right. Well. Oh. Would it be feasible to cast, oh shoot, it takes a minute. I was going to say cast mending on the ship to like repair the ship in a way that like it results in him being on the inside of it. But it takes a minute to cast that spell for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mending is for like small objects like chains and lockets and gizmos and doodads.
Fair enough.
Something like a ship would require a higher spell.
Understood. Unfortunately, I cannot help Silverhand because I cannot reach him by touching him, and I cannot use any of my healing word spell slots. So I'm going to use Sacred Flame. Wait. I need to target. There's still one more guy who's like... It was the guy who dropped him off of the edge of the ship who's still fighting us besides the Magicker, correct?
Correct. Yeah, he's taken a couple of hits. He's not looking well. But yeah, he currently did done a chuck.
Okay.
On your friend here.
Well, I'm gonna done a Sacred Flame on him then, and he is going to have to succeed on a Dexterity saving throw against my spell save DC of 13.
Okay. Let me see if he can do that. Nope.
All right. Then he's going to take 1d8 of my radiant damage. The wrath of Divinius upon him for a 3.
3 is enough.
Oh my gosh.
You see, like, so this is interesting because he is a sentient being, and you have an order against murder, right? So you kind of like target him with this holy fire, which sort of sears from the inside, and like you see him just kind of like, oh, and slumps and over the side.
All right.
And plummets below into the water behind Grimble.
Good stuff.
And okay, and we're back up to the top of the order. Something interesting is going to happen, Silverhand. You are currently like hanging on at the kind of crack in this ship that has been gored by this long ship now astride you, and there a thin, long-fingered green hand reaches out of the crack and like grips towards you. Do you take it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You take it, and you are yanked into the bottom deck of the ship by Vandionis Tragath. He pulls you in and then like slumps against the wall, and he says, "Grimble, what?" And then he falls unconscious.
Young sir, it's not possible. How? What are you? I assume are we back up the turn order?
Yes, you are go. You are green for go.
All right. Silverhand Grimble sees Vandionis, and he still looks injured, right?
Yes, yeah, he very much still has this gash. I mean, you never saw it, right? So you see a very disheveled and very wounded Vandionis Tragath.
Right.
The not the picture of youth and vitality that he was when he departed with his older brother and father for the war. Just the last time you saw him.
Yes. So, upon seeing him, Grimble Silverhand will immediately cast Cure Wounds. Even if it does nothing, that's his first reaction, seeing this giant gash. He will cast it. Wait. That's a D10. Sorry, I should be rolling a D8. For what it's worth, 7 hit points back.
7 hit points. So similarly to, I mean, you haven't experienced this. This was a thing that Sergei experienced. Similarly, you feel like this like repulsion of kind of like a dark nature, sort of push against your hand as you look to heal him. But his wound closes a little bit more, and he opens his eyes once again and kind of rises, and he says, "You look like shit."
And he will burst into tears, and right as he's about to like embrace Vandionis, he stops himself, and he kind of fixes himself up, bows his head, and says, "It is wonderful to see you again, Sir Vandionis. And then he's at a loss for words.
Yeah.
I imagine the ship is still sinking, though.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of water coming into this room that you are in. And Vandianus is just gonna kind of take your silence and say, "We need to get out of here."
Oh yes, quite absolutely. I'll follow me. I'll attack. And
Okay.
we'll move our full speed to the top
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah, you do look around. You don't see the nurse anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So she is nowhere below deck. Okay, we will cut back. Now we're kind of in split scenes, so we'll cut back now. Okay, so that was Grimble's turn. The Wizzy, the Magicer. I don't need you anymore. You're dead. Okay. What is he gonna do? What does he want to do? Oh yeah. He is going to disappear and pop out right in sort of your area, Sergey, in like a magical puff of smoke, and is going to. Can't cast that. I just cast a spell. Does he have weapons?
Sergey?
No. This guy. He does. He draws a quarterstaff from his back, and is going to kind of whip it around and try to strike you. And you said your AC was what?
10.
10? Okay. He is going to hit you for 4 bludgeoning damage.
Whoo! All right, I'm hanging on. I have 1 hit point remaining.
Hey, it's better than 0 hit points. That's what I like to hear.
Yep.
It's not 0. It's not 0.
Could be worse. Could be 0.
I think
all right.
even still there's some room for improvement.
Yeah, okay. The Raiders, as such, are out of the equation. They will only be remembered in the history books. And Sergey, it is your go.
If I do a quick assessment of my assailant, what do I make of his condition?
The condition of your assailant is gloaty. He's got a gloating air about him, arrogant, and maybe wounded, probably, but also very, very sort of connected to this book.
Okay.
Like as he grips this half frozen book, you can see like kind of frost trickle up his hand.
Okay.
There are things to think and stuff to stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide what my best option is here. I don't know if I can kill him in 1 hit with Sacred Flame. I only get a D8 for that. Seeing as I'm down to 1 hit point. Oh.
We got a friend.
A friend. Yay. Hello, Lego My Ego. Have you come to help me decide what to do here? You probably won't be able to actually use your microphone because you're not a player in the session, but you can use the chat to help save me, preferably, or whatever you want to use it for. I think I am going to go with my mace just because it's a bit more stable. Yep, I'm just gonna hit. I'm gonna. If I try to hit his wrist, is that like gonna be more difficult to do? The one holding the book.
I will say this is more. You're more trying to like disarm the book than actually damage him. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you give me a? Why don't you give
I do
me
have
a?
I do have a +5 insight. That's like my highest skill. I was trying to figure out how I would make that work to my advantage here. I know that he's
Yeah,
like
insights. Yeah, insights like reading, emotions, faces, social interaction.
mhm.
So you could make an insight roll. I kind of gave you a little bit as to like his current condition.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want to try to disarm him, let's do a dexterity contest.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I have a -1 dexterity. I think I'll just whack him with my mace if that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, whack away.
I'm just gonna.
I'm for it.
I'm gonna give him a big whack. That's gonna be. Pull up my character sheet here. Ooh, it's a 9.
It's a 9.
Yeah, it's a 9.
I am sorry. That does not hit his armor class.
All right.
Okay. So that was Sergey. Top of the order, we have Silverhand.
Okay.
Now accompanied by a wounded Vandionis Trakev.
Yes. Would 25 feet be enough to get up to the top deck?
Yes. Well, it is difficult terrain.
Right.
So you might be able to get halfway there.
Okay. I mean, let's see. Oh, I don't know if I want to use that just yet, but I am. I'll use my remaining. I guess it's half movement, but would another movement action get me to the top deck?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll be dragging Vandionis with me. Do I need to make a check to sort of evaluate the state of the battle right now?
A battlefield evaluation check, you mean?
Yeah, just to see who's winning, who's losing.
Yeah, why don't you just give me like an investigation? I would probably work fine. You're an acute mind.
All right, let's do this. Investigation. Hey, soft 20.
Heyo, a good roll.
Yay.
Finally.
They've been few and far in between, but cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably inform. Whoops. It'll probably inform what happens next. But what do I get with that?
So investigation will tell you the crew versus the raiders. It's pretty evenly matched. There's been a couple of casualties on both sides. More of the raiders fell when the ship kind of turned than the crew, so they kind of used that to their advantage. But these raiders are tough fighters, and your the crewmates are just sailors. So it's kind of evenly matched. It could go either way. You imagine that morale might play a factor. If the crew's fighting because their captain's still, urging them on. Likewise, these raiders are still going at it because their magic-y leader is still in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Decisions. So, okay. tough spot. Can I see the Magicka from where I am?
Yes, yeah, you have line of sight on him. He's, you can see him through like railing. Because you took a dash action, right? So you were up at the top deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Then you see him.
All right. Is he still in the turn order? Because this is the thing. I have Van Dionis. I have Sergey. Okay. All right, let's do this. Grimble is going to say to Van Dionis, young sir, please just stay down. It doesn't look like you're in any condition to fight. Please just stay behind me and just stay safe, please. And he is going to
says, relax, Grims. I'm okay. You worry. You've always worried too much.
You haven't called me that since when you were a little boy. And with that, Grimble will, he'll shoot. He'll make a crossbow attack against the Magicka.
Hey.
Let's do this.
Big money, no whammy.
Kind of a whammy. 11.
11. Okay, 11 hits.
Woo!
Okay.
Yes.
This one plus 2. 3 damage.
Oh.
3. Okay. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
That's it. Grimble is at his wit's end. He has Van Dionis behind him. He's exhausted. He's very afraid of this Magicka. He's panicking a little.
I just had to do a quick calculation. All right. Okay, so that was your turn. Van Dionis is going to disregard your request to stay out of the fight. He is a warrior. He is a nobleman, and as much as he respects you, he's gonna hit something. And currently, as he is unarmed, he looks at, quickly at you to see what will happen, and then just sort of like charges forward. He's tall and lanky, probably like 7 foot. So he clears this distance in very short order.
Can I toss him a mace
on the magic user on this board? And is going to attempt to maybe grapple him. We'll see. Okay. As wounded as he is, he has the Magicka by the beard for the moment.
All right.
The guy's like, let go of me!
A little tear
spits in his face and he goes, no.
A little tear will run down Grimble's cheek and he goes, that's the young sir I know.
Okay. All right, he's going to go now, the Magicka, that is to say. And what's he got? Let me see. Yes, I think for the moment, sorry, processing. I'm buffering right now.
Yeah. Nah, I was doing that too.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna try to Ray of Frost Grimble, as he did not like the crossbow in his shoulder very much. But he will have disadvantage as he's kind of like struggling to get control of his faculties. And with a natural one on the dice,
Yeah.
this ray of frozen energy is going to sail right over your head. You can feel like the creeping cold of it, even as it just like narrowly misses you. If you had hair up there, it would have frosted a little bit. But you seem to be missing some follicles in that department. So
yeah, I didn't even have to duck.
Yes. 2'6". I don't need to duck. Okay. So that is him. Sergey, you are up. 1 hit point and a lot of dreams.
What? So many dreams, most of which are about murdering a certain magicka holding a frosted book. Drunken Guardian had commented, I think Austin is muted. That's true. I was muted for the last 5 minutes and completely forgot. I was like, can I toss that guy my mace who's just running without a weapon? And you're just like, nope, we're not going to do that. And I was like, oh, all right. No, I was just muted.
I see.
I am going to use my mace again because I still have it. Seems like the prudent thing to do on the... Well, yeah. Because if I try to use Guiding Bolt, our Gith friend will probably have to make a dex save as well. But if I just swing at him with my mace...
Yeah, you'll have advantage. He's currently restrained.
Okay. All right, I'll do that then. That's a +4 to hit. I need new dice. Oh, natural 20. Never mind. I'm keeping them.
Yeah!
Oh, critical hit! It was bound to happen sometime. You were owed that.
I was definitely owed my... Yeah, thank you. That's a 1d6 plus 2, so it's going to be 1d6 times 2 plus 2. So that's 4.
How I do this, a little bit differently, but it's beneficial. So for the critical hit, you are going to take the maximum of 1 damage dice and then roll an additional dice.
Okay.
So if you're rolling with a 1d6, you take 6, add your bonus, add your roll.
Okay. Well, that was a 4. So 6 plus 4 plus my bonus is 2. So 12?
12. 12 total. Wow.
Oh, the cleric.
Finally.
The cleric.
In the name of Divinius.
Oh, man. He did not like that hit. No, not one bit. Not one bitty bit.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, listen. It's Grimble.
Okay.
And you hear Vandianus like kind of turn while holding this guy's beard and say, "Come on, finish your Grims."
All right. I trust you, young sir. And he is going to shoot another crossbow. Let's go. And that's a natural 1.
Oh, dear.
I think. Yes.
Eek. Okay, so for flavor, and because I'm bidden to the rule of cool, what is going to happen here is he sees the crossbow bolt coming straight for him, and is going to snap his fingers and disappears. Vandionis, suddenly doesn't have beard in his grasp anymore. The crossbow bolt sails into the post behind him, and he has returned to his longship. And you hear him give a command to the 2 raiders sailing the ship, and he's like, "We're out of here! Move! And they start rowing away. And I will roll a morale contest between the crew and the Raiders. The Raiders now have you -5. They have lost their leader. The crew has a +5. You have bolstered them with your awesomeness. Oh my god, I could not have scripted this, guys. I rolled 2 9s.
Oh.
So the difference is 10 based on the bonuses.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
the remaining crew of raiders, you may attempt to take them captive, but you also have a sinking ship to be concerned about.
Yeah, I think we should attend to the sinking ship.
Yeah, I was gonna do a funny, but the ship comes first.
Okay. So in that case, the remaining raiders are going to retreat from their respective fights, and jump back to their boats, and attempt to sail away to lick their wounds for another day. And you do very much have a sinking ship to contend with. This is going to be a skill challenge. So how skill challenges work, if you're unfamiliar, you're going to get 3. You need 3 successes to succeed on the skill challenge. If you get 3 failures before your 3 successes, you lose. And you can use any of your skills to perform these skill challenges, so long as you have proficiency with them, and you can make a good case for why they would be useful. So it's a narrative thing followed by a die roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since there's 2 of you, I'll let you guys decide who makes 2 rolls and who makes 1 roll.
Oh, I've
Well,
got
we really just need to
something.
decide who goes first, right?
Sure, you can do that too. If it's not in initiative order or anything, so if you have a good idea, just feel free to go.
Okay.
Water went down.
You okay?
Yep.
Cool. I have an idea. With my history skill, could I use that to inform basically how this ship was constructed and the best way to reconstruct it?
Sure. I think you'll have to use probably the crew to help you. But you are an inventor, you are a tinkerer, so your skills lie in invention. So if there is anything you can do, this is it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and give me that history check.
Okay. Because here's the fun thing about gnomes. Add twice your proficiency bonus to history checks related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological devices. Would a ship count as a technological device?
Yes, for the purposes of this encounter and ending it on a good note. Yes.
Okay. Add twice my proficiency bonus. So, wait. Okay, my proficiency bonus is +2. So I roll 1d20 plus. Or. Wait.
Double your proficiency. So if your proficiency bonus is 2, you're gonna roll 4, right?
Right, and then I'm just looking on my sheet. My bonus is originally +5.
Which means your modifier is +3. So you're going to do 3 + 2 + 2, which is 7 to the roll.
So +7 to the roll. Okay.
You basically have expertise in history checks
Yeah.
relating to technology.
12.
12 is enough.
Yeah.
Okay. All you need is a 10 or better.
Okay.
It's like a death saving throw. You just need to be above a 10.
Okay.
So with a 12, you rush down below deck where this water is flooding in, and you can either attempt to remove the water somehow as quickly as possible, or you can attempt to repair the boat as it is. You only have time to do one of those things, but you feel pretty confident you could put together something real quick to do one or the other.
In that case, I will. Where's my this here? Please make noise here. Let's see. Okay, this is fun. I'll attempt to repair the boat, and just in a flash, I'll create a construct woodpecker, but instead of a beak, it's got a hammer in the front of its face. So it's going to help me hammer in nails to keep boards in place.
Yeah. So a couple of the crew members are like ripping apart barrels of ale, and ale splashing everywhere, and they're handing you boards to hammer into place with your wood hammer pecker. Van Dionis has kind of like he's laying on the ground now, but he's like if a barrel comes his way, he's like doing his best to break it apart on the ground. Okay. What is something that Sergey would like to try? You have one success so far.
All right. Would it be feasible to use my persuasion skill, with which I am proficient, to rally the crew and to redouble their efforts towards everything that they're already doing as far as repairing the ship goes?
You may, yeah.
Okay.
What is this? We'll make the roll, and then I might ask you to give me some sort of rally speech.
Can I give the speech first?
Sure.
First. Okay. All right. So Sergey kind of steps on whatever makeshift soapbox he can find, perhaps one of those barrels of ale, and stands up and says, "Men, it would appear that Divinius is crying tears of sorrow over my plight. I must admit my performance this evening has been, lackluster to say the best, but fear not. Even the tears of Divinius can have wonderful consequences. Take the halflings, for example. They were born of her tears. This onslaught of water onto our ship might just be an opportunity in disguise. Fear not, and do whatever you're doing better."
Okay, go ahead and give me the roll.
7.
7. The captain is going to kind of come up to you, look at you on top of the soapbox, push you down, and go, Don't you be ordering my crew around. That's my job."
Of course.
All right. So there's one failure. You got one success, one failure. You need 2 more successes. You need 2 more failures. Let's pop out some ideas.
I guess we can't do the same check again.
Correct. Yeah. If you are proficient in a skill that somebody else is proficient in and has already tried, you can do that skill, but you can't try a new one that you've already used.
All right.
Can I, having just invoked the name of Divinius and feeling in a religious sort of mood, can I use my religion skill to make a quick prayer and kind of check in to see if it really is me that Divinius is upset with, and perhaps can ask her to lend some luck to the situation?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a +2 in religion. Another 7.
I mean, if we were slots, it'd be fine, but we're not.
Yeah.
I'm the worst dice roller ever.
Dice in the garbage.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. You reach out to you make a say a prayer with what you can, and the the response does not come. You're not connecting with her today.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So, yeah. With my Arcana skill, can I? So I have Mending as a cantrip. Can I cast Mending just constantly? Not even trying to fix the whole boat at once, but just on like individual links or torn rope or torn canvas. Just constantly casting Mending, trying to get workable materials.
If you can use a skill that you possess in conjunction with that, absolutely.
What about my Arcana skill?
Sure. Yeah, you can stretch the limits of your magical faculties by just using Mending as quickly and as much as you can. You'll tire yourself out, but if successful.
Yeah, well, sure, but I mean, yeah, Grimble is very much concerned about this. So, Arcana roll. Let's go. And 15.
Okay. 2 successes, 2 failures.
Thank you, Silverhand.
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
I don't even want to suggest what I'm thinking, because I feel like I'm just a bad luck charm at this point. So, Silverhand, do you have any other ideas?
Okay, I've got where is it? So with my yeah, I'll just say yeah, with my medicine skill, just tending to the wounded, making sure they're able-bodied to get back up and help. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
I mean,
actually, Sergey, if you want to assist on that, that's in your wheelhouse. I'll say that with a cleric of life helping you heal some of the crew, you can have advantage on that roll.
Okay. I'll just flavor that by grabbing Sergey's shoulder. You were very valiant in that last fight. I don't suppose you could ask Divinius for any of that special magic. There seem to be quite a few of us still injured, and I would very much appreciate any help we could get.
Yes, Divinius and I have had a really good rapport today, and that should be just fine. Yes, I'm gonna help you.
Oh, wonderful. All right, so with advantage, let's go. 18 plus 3, which is 21.
Yes!
Okay.
Woo, we're not gonna die.
Yes, not today, Satan.
Curse, not today, Poseidon.
Yeah. Okay. So, because you got 2 failures, you are not sailing towards the dock. The captain has kind of gauged the distance, and in the fight in the fog, you had sort of lost your bearings a little bit. You are now headed for basically just a remote portion of the shore of a beach. You don't know exactly where you are on the island, but it's the closest he could do with the limited resources, with the water coming in. Even patching the ship as you've done, you're kind of sagging from the weight. And his rudder is working its hardest just to get you here, and so you are going to just come beaching up onto the shore, and everybody kind of like takes a tumble as the bottom of the boat, the bottom of the boat. It has a name. Imagine I said the name of the bottom of the boat. It comes onto the sands
keel.
And skids. The keel comes in and skids into the sand, and you are able to depart the crew are kind of like dumping, sopping wet barrels of dried foods. Well, they were dried foods,
Yeah.
and blankets and trying to distribute things to aid. There's about maybe 20 people here, all the refugees and crew included.
Gavin, is there anything that you want to add before we kind of shift gears just slightly and talk more about the scope of Samurai's Sound?
Yes, I have one more thing. I timed this out, I hope.
Yeah.
So the you guys have set up camp. It's late in the evening now, and everyone's tired after their harrowing near-death experience. So everyone's gathered around the fire. People eat quickly and then head to bed. And the two of you guys are going to have a shared dream. And you see the following. You are in a courtyard of ice. The walls extend all around you up to a high ceiling, maybe 30 feet. Descending from the ceiling are long icicles like stalactites, jagged and pointed at the ground. All around the room, frozen statues stand in silence. Their faces are twisted in gestures of fear, sadness, and remorse. There are all manner of creatures depicted in this way, from centaurs to humans to dwarves, and several strange creatures you have never seen before. Large, sort of snake-like beings, and big furry creatures. You begin to roam around this place and notice a stairwell of icy steps. A sense of dread rises in you both as you look at each other, the hair standing on the back of your neck. You swallow hard and decide to ascend the steps. A long, slick climb builds the anticipation of what you will find at the top. Finally, an entryway, and the cold of this room is draining. You feel your blood almost freeze in your veins as your heavy legs carry you to the end of the stairs. What you see at the end is a massive throne room, immaculately produced in crystalline glass. The throne bears no occupant for now, save for a crown of jagged silver. 3 sockets sit empty in this crown, devoid of the gems that once completed the piece. The crown and the throne are enormous, easily 5 times your size. A fur cloak of truly massive land animal drapes over the back of this throne. In the center of your room, you see the object of your dread. There are 7 statues of figures that appear to be charging toward the throne. They brandish weapons and prepare spells, and they look like you, and others you have never seen before, but you feel a sense of camaraderie with them. This realization causes a sharp and painful headache as both of you grip your heads and fall to your knees. Flashes quickly now of images leaving sunspots over your vision as they disappear. A book, bound in leather and caped in permafrost, is held by stubby dwarf hands. A pickaxe crashing down onto a rock reveals a glowing gem. The docks of Tolvis, the city you booked your passage to redemption, are frozen solid ships half buried in snow. And finally, a glowing red heart beating deep within a mountain. As the last images fade, an icy breeze shakes you both to consciousness. You are sitting in camp, your newfound allies asleep around you. You feel the cold of the outdoors biting through your clothes. And that's what I've got.
Wow.
Very cool.
That was a really fun session, Gavin. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So, for those of you who are listening and who think that you might want to, the last thing the Drunken Guardian said was, "This anticipation is stressing me out." LOL. Yeah. For those of you listening who think you might want to join us on our next stream, which will be we're streaming on Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And we're going to be streaming D&D every other Tuesday. So the weeks that we're not streaming D&D, we'll be doing our community streams. The next one is going to be another listening party. from an anime that one of our voice actors has been involved in. It's Morgan Berry is the voice actor, and she's doing a workshop coming up. But I will give you a link in the chat to pick up a membership if you don't have one. The first month is free. And with this membership, there's lots of benefits, but the one we're interested in at the moment is the one that allows you to play on our streams for free. So you can play Dungeons and Dragons with us for free. You can play with me. You can play with Gavin, and everyone else. So Chris, I'm sure will be coming back as well. And that's the link to the membership. Now, if you already have your membership, I'll throw in one more link, and that is the link to the D&D Streams page, where you can register for the upcoming streams. So let's see, D&D Streams. Okay. And yeah, definitely come join us. Share this Twitch stream with your friends, Discord channel with your friends. Everyone is welcome. We're really trying to grow our community as much as possible. And hopefully, Gavin, I hope that you've enjoyed yourself and are willing to host more D&D streams in the future.
Absolutely.
Gavin has a chat campaign on our server going, so anyone who's interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons continuously in a chat format where you can post voice messages and regular messages as well, and play through Refuge. If you pick up a membership or you are a member, you can play in a chat campaign, so you can join Gavin's. I have one as well, and I would recommend Gavin's even still. So I think that's all there is to say about that, other than Gavin, I'll probably reach out to you, or we can end the stream. Once we end the stream, I'd like to talk about like details, scheduling, stuff like that.
Sure. I'm here for it.
But Chris, I'd like to hear from you. You've been to two or three streams at this point. How are you feeling about how this is going?
Something like that. No, I'm having a lot of fun. This is so the first time I played was with Austin in his Samurais of Koimin, and I recently made a character for Refuge because I found I had some time that I thought I didn't have. But I've been having a blast, and it's great. I've got Grimble and Hakuro. I mean, two very different characters, but the storytelling, the role playing, combat. I was ready to surrender as Grimble. I was ready to surrender these people because I didn't know what they wanted from us, and I wanted to keep Vandiotis safe. But this was a lot of fun, and I can't wait for more. I'm definitely coming back.
That's so cool. Desert Punk 23 says, great session, looking forward to joining. So we got some new recruits on the horizon. Yes. Drunken Guardian says that was cool.
Helping you make a character. We'll see you in the we can just probably, if you make a character, you will start in Refuge with Sergey and Chris if he wants to join us in the chat campaign. So
okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to the Samurai of Sound stream. Like I said, we are streaming Tuesday evenings here in Marin County in California. It's 5:30. Gavin, you're in the Midwest?
Yes, I'm in the Midwest. It's 10:28 right now.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for taking time out of your week to join us.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Every Tuesday, 5:30. Again, next week, join us for the listening party. We will send out the emails for that in the coming days, and it'll be on our socials and the Discord server as well. So you can't go wrong if you just join the Discord server, because I'll bug you guys. All right.
I do a shameless plug.
Oh, absolutely, do a shameless plug.
Okay. So if you enjoyed my Dungeon Mastery style, I also run a not a live stream, but a produced podcast, a tabletop actual play called Roll Warriors, and we do mostly science fiction. So the first season is set in a cyberpunk world, uses Cyberpunk Red game. And then the second season, which we're currently in right now, is doing a space opera. So, you can go find it on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, basically everywhere where you can find podcasts. And, it's called Roll Warriors. And we've got like 80 episodes out, so that's hundreds of hours that you can listen to this beautiful voice and others play some games.
I will post a link to Gavin's podcast here. It's the Podbean. Is that okay? The Podbean URL?
Yeah. The Podbean is like the host site, so you can't go wrong checking it out on there. But it's everywhere that you can find a podcast. So.
And thank you, Gavin. And Desert Punk 23 says, "Oh, Marin, you're not far from where I am. LOL." Yes, Strawberry Hill Studio is where I'm at this evening, and on many other evenings. And we are in Marin County, just north of San Francisco. Anyway, thank you for sharing, Gavin. I posted the link, so that's going out to all of our platforms and the Discord channel as well.
Awesome.
And with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thank